What up, crypto fam? It's Phantom taking another look at the market today. It's Friday, March 25th, and we had a pretty good day today overall. We're kind of just vibing in the 43, 44. We even touched 45K region today, which is strong. I think if we can really flip the 45K region, start using it as support, it may be the next stage of this push up that may give us another strong support level to continue our momentum to the upside. It's really nice seeing the plan that we've been talking about in the stream kind of coming to fruition. I think the next steps that I'll be taking is I'll be hunting out some altcoins that did well in the previous two bull runs, and I'll be looking for ones that have kind of prime setups and then waiting. You always want to create the plan first and then execute on the plan based off of confirmation or invalidation. So generally the way these bull markets tend to go is we get a Bitcoin pump and Bitcoin dominance will start going up and up and up, and then it eventually will peak and hit a level of resistance. And I'm hoping once it hits that, it flips so that Bitcoin dominance flips to kind of altcoins coming back and rallying. And it's when that starts happening that you want to start executing on the setups that you've picked previously for your altcoins. So things that have pumped great in the last two pumps, that are at really good buy zones, that have come back quite a ways from these tops. And you want to create setups or look at those setups and start creating plans on how you want to trade those. So that's what I'll be doing probably over the next week or so. But I think Bitcoin looks really healthy right now. We went ahead and tapped 45K, just pierced through it, came back down. The tricky part about the start of these bull runs is the altcoins kind of get hit two ways. They kind of get whacked in the face twice. They get a baseball bat to the face when Bitcoin's really pumping, and because Bitcoin dominance obviously is shooting higher and higher, and then they get cracked in the face and the back of the head when Bitcoin crashes and does its pullbacks. So I tend to kind of sit on my hands with altcoins and start creating a plan for when Bitcoin dominance peaks and when altcoins really start to take back their strength. And that's when I start deploying funds and getting into altcoins. Obviously, you always want to keep a close eye on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is king. If Bitcoin starts ripping down, the altcoins will rip down even harder. So, like I said, I'm more than happy to take the time now that Bitcoin's starting its momentum upward and create that plan, create my invalidation levels, create my confirmation levels, and choose the coins that I want to choose as the winners for this, hopefully this bull cycle up. That said, we'll take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. It looks like we're sitting at 51 right now, or a few ticks up from yesterday. That's kind of expected. A lot of crypto Twitter is moving towards the bullish side just because the momentum seems to be changing that way. There are a lot of people on crypto Twitter still calling for 28K in a day or two. They just seem to want to reject reality of the current market. They're not necessarily wrong. Bitcoin can always pull back hard, as we've seen before, but I don't think it's being honest with themselves to say that there might be a change coming, that this may be a change of momentum. I don't think it's dishonest to say that. I think it's very hard to prove the point that we are very much still in the bull cycle and this is bullish price action. That said, we do have a few news articles. Some are on the fence of bullish bearish, and I'll explain the differences that I see. Taking a look at the first one, European Parliament may vote to ban anonymity in crypto. Some members of the European Parliament may vote to ban anonymous crypto transfers next week. The new rules would also forbid crypto transactions to various jurisdictions. News came out at the end of a week filled with developments in crypto regulation around the world. I think we're going to continue to see things like this in the crypto space just because adoption is becoming a thing, right? Crypto is getting more and more popular. I know if I'm talking to my dad on FaceTime and he's talking about cryptocurrency in the news, that it's reaching a lot of people. He's not anywhere near technologically savvy, but I think it's of interest to him because it kind of gives security and rights back to people, and it takes away what the government tries to oversee for our quote-unquote protection. And I think a lot of the governments are seeing this adoption and they're getting nervous and they're trying to pump the brakes. And I think they can continue pumping the brakes, but I think the cat's out of the bag at this point. I think we are too far along the road of adoption that I don't think they can put the genie back in the bottle at this point. I think they'll have an extremely uphill fight on their hands. And I think the more that they fight like this, the more adoption kind of gets a boost. So it's obviously bearish for the sake that they're going to start trying to put in regulation to control transactions, but I believe it's bullish because I think the more that they push on people, the more people are going to push back. So fingers crossed the crypto community can rally together and we can continue to fight for what we believe is right, and that this financial freedom is important to us and the governments can't take it away at this point. The other cool news article that I found was LG Electronics expands to crypto and blockchain in a new filing. LG is obviously a huge electronics company. South Korean technology giant LG Electronics is officially planning to enter the cryptocurrency realm. Following the approval during a shareholder meeting held on Thursday, LG added blockchain and cryptocurrency as business areas listed in its corporate charter. According to a Thursday report by a local news outlet, the firm's new objectives include the development and selling of blockchain-based software and the sale and brokerage of cryptocurrency, hinting that the company soon may facilitate the trading of cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. This would be enormous. LG is, in the hands of hundreds of millions of people. And if it comes out with applications that make it easy to educate, most importantly, but also, buy, trade, sell Bitcoin, this is a big push into, just another big push into mass adoption. I see this as extremely bullish, and I can't wait to see what type of development they come out with. I'm hoping at the forefront of this is education. Coinbase, I think, makes a lot of bad decisions as far as thinking of the best way to say this. I think Coinbase has a lot of problems with what Bitcoin was intended to be, right? I think Bitcoin was intended to have anonymous transactions for people to be able to send money back and forth. Coinbase is kind of following all the regulations of the government, and that's kind of turning people to believe that they may be on the government side because they have to continue to do business with the government in order to operate. That said, Bitcoin was intended for financial freedom. So I think the more people but one thing that Coinbase does do well is education. They were giving out free cryptocurrencies for taking small courses to understand, what the compound token does, what Cardano does, those types of things. And I think that education is really powerful and really important for the community. So I'm hoping when LG comes out with theirs, that education's at the forefront of what they do. Because I think that's what is going to lead to true mass adoption, is the education of what cryptocurrency stands for, what its value is, the safety, security, and the speed to market that it provides, as blockchain as a technology provides to games, to NFTs, to marketing, to everything. So I think this is really, really exciting. I think a company like LG is going to actually kill it. I think they're absolutely going to do what's right. I think they're getting in early, and I think that's smart, because I think a lot of other manufacturers, large manufacturers, are all going to be in a race to have the best type of crypto wallet, the best type of crypto platform on a mobile device. So I think that's going to be I'm happy to watch them duke that out. So the other piece of bullish / bearish news that I found was Coinbase is to monitor Canadian transactions above $1,000. We're just talking about Coinbase. Leads us into this article. Coinbase will soon collect data on Canadian transactions greater than $1,000 Canadian that are sent to money services. Essentially what they want is anybody that's sending more than 1,000 Canadian dollars, they want a receipt saying who are you sending this to and why. The answer should be it doesn't matter and it's none of your business. But if we don't provide that type of information, Coinbase can pull, the user data of any wallets that they own, which is why I stress on this channel and this stream so often to get your cryptocurrencies on private wallets or anonymous wallets. Get it off the exchanges, because the exchanges have a foothold, and that foothold's your information, your personal information. And they will, release that to governments on request. They may get hacked and that information gets taken. Their centralized wallets are against what Bitcoin was created for. So it's more important than ever to kind of get your information on some type of an anonymous or private wallet or some type of hardware wallet, and send your funds that way. There's no reason to send it from exchange to exchange. The only reason that people really need to send it to exchanges in today's market is just to cash out. That said, if it's a private wallet that you own to a private wallet that you own, there's not a lot of tracking that they can do. They can see the public wallet address and try to trace back from there, but because there's no identifiable information because of private wallets not having keys that they recognize, it's a nightmare for them to go through. So that said, I think it's important to reiterate, get your information off of exchanges, get it onto private wallets. Obviously it can be traced back to some type of exchange where it was originally purchased. That said, I think more and more decentralized exchanges are going to start popping up, and I think that anonymity is going to really help with a lot of the governments pushing back. So overall, still bullish. I think this is playing out exactly like we had hoped. I am more than okay just vibing in this area and making slow growths up. And as we make slow growths up, hopefully creating new strong support levels and then moving for more continuation. I'll start looking at some altcoins shortly, probably over the next week. If there are any requests, definitely send me a message, follow. I put these on YouTube, subscribe. I'm really just starting out here, so any type of follower or following base that I can get, it would be hugely supported. I'm happy to take a look at just about any coin and chart it out, what I see. I'll give you my honest opinions. And yeah, I hopefully this continues. I'm looking forward to what the next week will provide. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday, and I hope you have an even better Saturday. And I'll catch you in the next video. Till then, peace.